What's up, guys? So I've been getting a lot of comments asking about the free Inzaghi and how to level them, and then about the Inzaghi pack for 1500 coins and is it worth it? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So the free Inzaghi, is he good? Honestly, I'd say yeah. He seems like a decent striker, but he's a bit limited in what he does. Basically, he should be just, if you get the ball in the box with him, have a shot. Don't good luck trying to create a chance with him. But if he falls on the end of a chance, he should be pretty clinical. In terms of the way I would level him, so based off what I just said about how he won't create the chances, he's more just finish the chances. That's kind of what I've went for with my build. You can see the dribbling isn't great and the passing isn't great. Not that you can get it very good. Realistically, he's a goal poacher, but he should be a fox in the box by the way he plays. So if you want to see what this build is, it's 9 shooting, 1 passing, 7 dribbling, 8 dexterity, 8 lower body, and 7 aerial. So in terms of why I've built it that way, the 9 shooting, just get the finishing obviously high. His curl will be low, but that's not a problem. I've said it multiple times. Most top strikers actually have low curl. Passing was just a leftover stat I put in. I couldn't put it anywhere else. Dribbling, you want, for a striker like him, the dribbling stat itself isn't important. It's the ball control and the tight possession. So you can get his ball control to a decent level. His tight possession isn't going to be great though. It's going to be still below 70, but I actually have Samuel Eto'o, and he has decent ball control and dribbling, and he has low tight possession, and for some reason he dribbles well. And when I was using Inzaghi, it was the same story. That low tight possession didn't seem to be too much of an issue, but it's not going to be someone you can rely on in terms of dribbling. Then into dexterity, it's mostly for the offensive awareness. The acceleration is good. The acceleration will also help him when he's doing a run. He'll, if the defender's marking him, because his acceleration's high, he'll run past the defender quickly and he might get in the end of the pass. Its balance, if you bring it this high, his balance also gets to a decent level, and that'll help with the dribbling and also when he's shooting, if he's off balance or not. In terms of his lower body strength, you just want his pace, or sorry, his speed not to be too far below acceleration, but you're not really worried about the speed. It's just the kick and power you're trying to get high. Unfortunately, it's not very high. It's still a bit low. It's only 82. That's an issue. And then in terms of aerial strength, late in the game, you're chasing a goal. If you need to hit it into him, box is going to be crowded. He needs to be strong enough to stand up for himself there. In terms of the skills he has basically the kind of 2 meta ones for a goal poacher. Someone who's just one first time shot. So yeah, first time shot and then acrobatic finishing. So similar to the balance, the acrobatic finishing is going to help him shoot off balance on either foot. He does have a high weak foot, not very high, but the high weak foot's fine. He has a good combo of long range shooting. So you won't be taking many long shots with Inzaghi, but on the edge of the box, that's long range shooting seems to be still important from like 16 to 25 yards, even though it's not that far out from goal. And then he has rising shot. Rising shot when you have long range shooting and high finishing is amazing. If you don't have long range shooting, the rising shot pretty much always goes over the bar, but the long range shooting is what keeps it down. Coupled with the high finishing. In terms of the paid Inzaghi, this is where it's most interesting. I think this pack is a scam. If you look at it's 1500 coins, so you can get I done a video on the pack Messi. Is that still worth it? There is certain scenarios where it's still worth it, certain scenarios where it's not. So if you have 1500 coins and you're wondering, should I buy Inzaghi, should I buy Messi? Watch that video. 99% of you are going to be better suited to buy that Messi. There will be a few people, if they're clubbed in a certain scenario, where the Inzaghi might be, and it might not be better to buy Inzaghi. I still don't think anyone should buy him, but unless you love Inzaghi in real life or you really like Blue Lock, the anime, you just want the card, no harm buying it. It's your money at the end of the day, but if you're trying to get the most value out of your money in terms of meta and winning and trying to be best at the game, I don't think this Inzaghi is worth it, and I'll show you why. So we're going to level him up on eFootball Hub. So this is the booster Inzaghi on auto allocate. It's pretty similar to the, it's pretty much the same as the free one, but just better stats in some areas. But in other areas, it's not better. And if we take a look at the free one, you can see the difference straight away. Look at the pace. This guy's pace is better, and most people are doing builds with 96 acceleration on the free one. I wouldn't recommend it, just because he's never going to be that fast of a player, and acceleration is more for dribblers. He doesn't have dribbling stats, but the acceleration on this free one is better than the paid one. And if you look at the other stats, so my one actually has higher finishing, and the ball control and tight possession are obviously lower, but the finishing, and that's his most important stat. And the finishing on this one's actually higher. And then in terms of physicals, basically the same, just lower jumping by 1 point. Jumping, he's not tall enough. How tall is he? He is, where does it say height? He's 181 centimeters, so it's not like he's short or anything, but he's not tall, and he doesn't have aerial superiority, so he's not going to be a target man. Every most centre backs are going to be taller than that anyway, and they'll have aerial superiority, and they'll probably have higher jumping as well. So yeah, he's not going to be a target man. So don't look at that. Don't worry about that too much. In terms of, would I stick with the auto allocate? No. If I were to use them, I would not stick with the auto allocate. I would go like this. I would, like, if he wasn't a booster, I would lower his dexterity, but because you're buying a booster, I always kind of think if you're gonna use a booster, you might as well get a plus 100 on the card, just to use that booster. You know, you're paying money for it, you might as well lean into it. So I would stick with the dexterity on 101, and that will make him, especially off the bench. I find players who come off the bench with really high offensive awareness are just magnets to the ball. So he won't be too bad there, but he doesn't have. Oh no, this one does have super sub actually. The other one doesn't. So that is actually one benefit of this. So to be honest, mostly of yous will be using Inzaghi as your second striker. You probably have you know, there was a player of the week Mbappe that came out, a player of the week Kane that's probably better. I actually have that player of the week Kane, and there's also a Blue Lock Kane. You're probably going to be starting someone else, so the paid one would be better for the super sub, but I just still think it's not worth it. So yeah, in terms of the build, the auto allocate has one extra passing and one extra strength, lower body strength, sorry. Take that out, put it into dexterity, get to 102 offensive awareness, lean into the super sub, and go from there. In terms of other skills, probably true passing and maybe long range curler. You're not going to be hitting them from range, but I do feel long range curler improves your shots from your curl shots from inside the box. And maybe an aerial superiority, but honestly, I wouldn't recommend going for the pack. If you are getting them, then wouldn't recommend putting skills on, and then, but if he's one of your favorite players of all time, obviously you're going to want to do that, and I would recommend it if that's the case. Yeah, that's the build I'd go for. In terms of one thing, actually, the new Pep and the old Klopp. So I think if a manager has 87, they give +3 on some of the stats, not all the stats. It's confusing. I haven't figured it out yet. Don't want to make a video without it fully figured out, so I'm not doing it yet. But if you actually look at this, this confused me for a sec. If you look at this Inzaghi, look at his stats now, and then look at his stats now, you might see some differences. Look at the acceleration, 93 here, 92 here. In terms of what else, what was the other skill I seen earlier? Oh yeah, finishing. Look at his finishing, 96 on this one, 95. eFootball Hub haven't got the new manager boosts updated yet because it's just complete. It seems completely random. You know, acceleration and finishing might make sense on a striker, but I was talking to Gianni and we were looking at Ronaldinho, and Ronaldinho gave a boost to like dribbling and passing, but also jumping, and his jumping was only 58, so it made no sense that jumping went up. We still don't know what the boosts are. So when you're building your players, if you use eFootball Hub first, just keep that in mind for the next like week. There might be an extra boost on some of the cards stats. So in terms of the managers that it works with, this Pep has 88 possession, and then the old Klopp has, so the new Klopp has 85. You won't get the extra boost. The old Klopp has 87. So if you have a manager with 87 proficiency, you might notice your players are now higher rated. And actually, I think if I throw Messi in, I don't know with my build if it works. Okay, my build, it doesn't work because I don't build it for the overall. I build it for specific stats. But you'll see on Twitter probably some people have their Messi at 106 rated. So yeah. In terms of Kubo, I've used them a little bit, not enough. I probably, if you guys are interested, I'll do a dedicated video on Kubo. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Let me know. I'm going to be doing a video on Classic 10 and also the nominating contract for Classic 10 and the explanation of what's different about Classic 10, and it's very good. So keep your eyes on that, and I'll see you then. Right, bye.